What's going on, y'all? Jay here from Venture Crew. Today we are going to be discussing some of the weaker Straw Hats and how we can improve on their strength and what are their weaknesses and how can they just get buffed in general, because it's starting to get to that point where in the final saga and we need these crew members to really step their game up. So today that's what we're going to be discussing. So let's dive right into it. So, for Brook, we need to see him utilize some ancient technology, maybe some of that Void Century tech, similar to the ancient giant that just now awoke on Egghead Island. I think that Brook can maybe even meet this giant and maybe communicate with him and talk and see what kind of ancient tech he is made out of, or maybe steal some of that, or steal some of that information from that giant and implement it into his upgrades. And some of those said upgrades that I've been thinking about recently is he definitely needs to have some better blasters. Like, he needs to be able to shoot better, shoot longer ranges, and just have more of a devastating output to his attacks. Also, one thing that comes into mind that I do not see him do is utilizing some like robot minions. Having like an auto-generated robot crew like of minions to go and fight for him while he charges up his like super big unibeam attack or something like that would be a great addition to Frankie's arsenal, and I think that it would just amplify every single thing that he has already accomplished strength-wise. Also, maybe some gas strikes, maybe some like AoE strikes would do good as well. And last but not least, I think for Frankie at least, I think that utilizing some sort of hockey. I'd say for Frankie, he necessarily doesn't need observation, so I'm thinking more so ornament. I think ornament hockey would pair well with the technology-based attacks that Frankie has. So now moving on to basically the second strongest Straw Hat out of the weakest links is Brook. Now, I don't think there's much to say about Brook other than he needs more hockey. I don't think he has any resemblance of hockey usage in the series yet, because he solely relies on the powers that he has gotten from the underworld, that cold ice chill power, and a bit of his devil fruit. So I think him utilizing some ornament hockey to counteract some other devil fruit users would do wonderful, because as I said, we're getting into the part where we're going to start fighting Yonko Cruz, as if we haven't been doing that already. But we're in the last saga. We're going to fight against Blackbeard, maybe even Shanks, maybe even some strong pirates on Elbaf. So him just having that amplified buff of ornament hockey would also do him really well. I also think that a Devil Fruit Awakening for Brook would go so far, because he already has the soul fruit. Imagine if he can dive into other people's bodies and utilize their powers against themselves and just like switch back to his body, similar to like body transformation from Captain Genyu in Dragon Ball Z. I think that would be wonderful. We got to cut that part out, so look out for that. 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Alright, we're gonna start shooting again in 3, 2, 1. But that wraps up Brook. Another person that I think needs a buff is Robin. Robin is the Devil Child, and she showed the world why she's called the Devil Child in Wano up against what are they called? start shooting that again. That just about wraps it up for Brooke. Now, I think that Robin that just about wraps it up for Brooke. Now, I think another one of the Straw Hats that we need to consider is Robin. Robin is known as the Devil Child of O'Hara. And in Wano, when she fought against Black Maria, she showed us why she is called the Devil Child. With her newly found power of, it doesn't really have a name, but we call her just the Devil Child transformation. And it still isn't explained what that was. I genuinely think that was similar to how Luffy was able to transform into Gear 4. I think it's something similar to that, where it's like pseudo awakening of her power. And I think seeing that is also very good. And I think that is going to dive into another theory that I have coming up of what Robin's Devil Fruit actually is, because I don't think it's just the fruit that she has, the flower fruit, where she's able to sprout so many other of her arms and legs and whatnot. I think there's more to it. But how can Robin get a buff? I think that Robin can get a buff by just Haki in general. And you're going to see that as a recurring theme in this video. Haki plays a huge role in the Devil Fruit world, in the One Piece world. Even Kaido said that Devil Fruits do not rule the One Piece world, Haki does. Every high tier that we see has immense Haki, like Shanks, Roger, Prime Rayleigh, Prime Garp, Kaido, even Luffy now, he has Conqueror's Haki Advanced Coding. And we see what he's doing against the Gorosei in Elbaf. We see what he's doing against the Gorosei in Egghead Island. So, I think Ornament Haki and Observation Haki would do just about fine when it comes to Robin. Now let's move on to the next one, and I think it is Chopper. Chopper is an interesting one because he is a support fighter. He doesn't really do the front lines kind of stuff. So I think that him just being able to coat himself in Haki is very good when it comes to, fighting the people in the front lines when he needs to. He's also very good at just protecting others, like we seen in this last chapter. He picked up Robin in the defense ball, and he just is the medic of the group. So I don't expect too much of him, but I do want him to be able to utilize his monster point a lot more, and maybe some rumble ball buffs. But Haki is at the top priority because he needs some ornament or some observation, just so that he can build his courage up to go up against some high tiers. Now, the sixth one, Nami. Nami uses Zeus and Prometheus as a crutch. She doesn't utilize them how they should be utilized. If you look at how Big Mom utilized Prometheus and Zeus, you would see the stark contrast of just sheer power that she puts into them. And I get it, they were kind of being utilized too much, like they'd be burnt out and Big Mom would just straight kind of torture them into just using more power. But I think that Nami needs to realize that these two are weapons, so she can get the fiery hair and throw these huge attacks with each arm and whatnot, and that can coincide with the other buff that I have in mind for her, which is Haki. Again, I think that her utilizing Observation Haki would do a phenomenal work with just how she attacks. She's very range based. She doesn't come up close and personal. I don't expect her to. So her using Prometheus, maybe seeing future sight and switching angles or something like that, or changing the weather with Prometheus, that will be on point. Now, the moment that we've all been waiting for. The man himself, Ga Usopp. I think that Usopp is severely underwhelming when it comes to the Straw Hat crew, because he still is the weakest Straw Hat. And he even is like one of my favorites when he is just stepping up to the plate and proving himself to be strong, which he has done plenty of times, but that's not the issue here. He needs to be stronger. He is the sniper of the crew. Similar to Van Augur with Blackbeard. Just seeing how Van Augur was able to work with Blackbeard when he was fighting against the Law Pirates, I don't think Usopp stands even a morsel of a chance against an actually good sniper. And we don't really see sniper battles like that too much in One Piece, but when it gets to that point, Usopp is going to lose terribly, because not only is he just not that strong, but he doesn't even have any lethal projectiles. All he really has is sort of like dials and the vines and other things that aren't necessarily lethal. It's things that just incapacitate you for a small amount of time. So I think what he really needs is a better weapon. Usopp needs to ditch the slingshot, because his nickname and what he wants to be is a sniper king, not a slingshot king. He's called the Sniper King without even having a sniper. So I think even in Elbaf, he could probably get some new tech where it's the base weapon is a slingshot, but then it morphs into this just huge sniper where he could just aim and just boom, 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 and just shoot everything around him. I think that would be a great addition to Usopp's arsenal, and that could even make him rise above the ranks. But I don't think a sniper will do enough. He really needs to work on his haki and observation haki at that, and ornament haki, because we know that haki bullets can be infused with haki as well. So I think giving him that observation haki and giving him that ornament, coupled with the new transformative gun that I hope that he gets, would severely boost him up in the rankings and potentially have him over the rest of the Straw Hats that I just mentioned. Because Yasopp is, I'm pretty sure, the fourth or third commander right underneath Lucky Roux. It's Shanks, Ben Beckman, Lucky Roux, then Yasopp in that power creep. And it just has me wondering, like, why isn't Usopp in at least the top 5 of the crew? He needs to live up to his dad's name. He needs to be stronger than his dad by the next time they see each other. And right now, he's not even close to that. You know what I mean? So he needs to really prove himself to be a brave warrior of the sea. So that's what I'm hoping for in these next coming chapters, in this next coming Elbaf, that this may just need to be a training arc for those Straw Hats, and even the ones at the top like Luffy, Sanji, Jinbei, Zoro. You know what I mean? So that was my discussion for this topic. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm Jay from the Venture Crew, signing off.